I'm doing a review today of the Vankyo CM7000 Commander gaming headset, which you can see on my head right now, although I'm not speaking through the microphone. I don't have the software to do that fancy stuff. So, yeah, so you can see what it looks like. And, oh, by the way, the light going on and off is because I'm pushing the button here to turn it on and off. This is an add-on that they sent with the headset. They also sent a splitter, so you can take this. It's got 4 poles on it. It's 3.5 millimeters, and you can take this and you can add the splitter to it so that you can if you have a device that has both a microphone jack and a headset jack, you can split it into those 2 separate functions. I don't have both, so I'm not using that. I put it away. So I'm just using this device instead, which gives me the 7.1 surround sound, which in the nice little manual that came with it, which is a little bit incomplete as far as information, but it's okay. It does say that if you're going to listen to music with the headset, you should turn off 7.1 surround, and that would be just because I guess they figure most music isn't made for 7.1 sound. But yeah, so the basic cord is this. You have the 3.5 millimeter, and then you have the USB connector. This is actually doing all the work. This is only to light up the light. So you can plug this directly into the computer if you want to, into the jack and into a USB port. I didn't want to use up the USB port on my computer, so instead I opted to use this. Now the cord on this thing is about 5 feet long, I would say. So it's a pretty good length. I like it. I like that. What I don't like is that puts this adapter for the sound, which gives me volume control, 7.1 control, light control, which I don't need the lights. I don't care about lights on a headset. I'm not looking at the headset while I'm wearing it, am I? The only use I have for it is when it's dark and I can't see the darn headset to pick it up. I can turn on the light and, oh, there's the headset! But otherwise, to me, it just is useless. And you can also mute the microphone. So, I use this to give me an additional couple of feet of cable length, but I do not like that it's 5 feet away. The reason is this. It has on the back of this 7.1 thing, it has a clip, so you can I could clip it onto something, but honestly, my problem is I'll forget it's clipped onto me, and I'll get up and walk away and drag my laptop off of the desk. That obviously is not ideal, so I leave it on the floor, which means that unless I need to do something with the microphone or these functions here, I basically don't use it. And generally speaking, because I have a volume control on my keyboard, it's easier to reach for this than it is to go down to the floor to reach for this. So to me, that's a bit of a design flaw. I understand why they did it that way, because they wanted to make sure you had a nice long cord. And frankly, when you combine these 2 cords, you get about 7 feet. Yes, about 7 feet of distance. You can get pretty far. You can get pretty far away from your desk. So I can put this on, and I can go all the way over here. See how far away that is? That's kind of cool, kind of nice. I like that. And so I'm free to move around with my desk, with my rolling chair. And you may also have a rolling chair, so you may find a long cord to benefit. I do not like short-corded headsets that give you only like 3 feet of distance or 2 feet of distance. I think that's stupid, because then you're always going like trying to be close enough to the computer, which forces you into an unnatural posture and forces you into being too close to your monitor, which is bad for your eyes. So I'm really glad that they made a long one.
Yeah, they yank it too. They yank it easily.
Yeah. If it's a short cord, you're also more likely to yank it and damage it. My son has gone through, I don't even know how many headsets he's gone through because the cord was so short that he was always yanking it and destroying it basically at the plug end. So I've got, like I said, I've got the whole thing plugged into the USB port. That allows me to use this. I don't know, because it does not say in the manual that I could find, whether I must use this to get 7.1 surround sound or not. I don't know. My assumption is at this point that yes, I have to have this, but I just don't know. If anybody finds out, please do let me know. So let me give you some more information about this headset. So we have a voice-activated microphone that's on a flexible cable. It doesn't always stay in place, though. It tends to move around a little bit. It's not removable. That's okay. I don't need a removable microphone. I know some people like it. In addition, there's also a mute button right here. It's too small. I sometimes confuse it with this bolt over here that's holding this metal plate in place. But that's okay, because I've also got the mute button on here. Now, this one overrides this one, okay? So if I use this one when this one is muted, it's not going to work, or not mute. It overrides it. So if this one is muted, the other one won't work. Physically, it feels like a nice set of, but it is mostly plastic. So aside from this band here and the plate, the decorative plate here, which was covered with plastic. I removed the plastic, but this grill here covering this, it's mostly plastic, but it has a fair amount of weight to it. Let me see. I forgot to mention, when you get this, there's an insert for a correction about how to connect with the Xbox and what to do if your teammate can't hear you, but it also comes with this little card. So it says, happy. We are just happy that you are happy. If you don't know how to express your newfound joy, we've got a few suggestions. You can tell your friends and family, contact and inform us your shopping experience, or follow Vankyo Official on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But they don't give you the link information. It's like they created this with the links embedded, but then when they printed it, they forgot that the links are embedded, so I can't see them. So it's really nice, but then you flip it over. Unhappy? Our dedicated and friendly customer care team will work at full stretch. I don't know what full stretch is, but I assume it's meaning that they're going to work hard, or to put a smile back on your face and restore your confidence in Vankyo. So it does have support information for the U.S. and California. I don't know why it has to be U.S. and California. I mean, California. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, that's not California. That's Canada. Sorry. CA in America means California. So UK, I believe that's Germany and France and Italy and Spain. So it does give you support in 5 different languages. Well, if you want to differentiate between British and American, North American English, then 6 different languages, but technically 5 languages and the 2 major dialects of English. So that's kind of a nice touch, It makes you feel cared about. I don't know whether or not their customer service is good or not, but it implies that it's good. It did come in this lovely box. I would have been just as happy if it had been well packaged, just in some plastic I could throw away, because I prefer less packaging, but I understand that this would be something that would be displayed in a store, and what can I do about the way people market their products? So, but it's a nice box, and it does give information about the compatibility. So you can use this with a PC, a phone, a tablet, a PlayStation, a Switch, and an Xbox. Although I do believe with the older Xboxes you do need an adapter. Most of this stuff up here is not useful. This is marketing crap. This is marketing crap. This is a marketing statement but it then explains why. Because it's got 50 millimeter drivers. Drivers being the tiny little speakers inside of the cup here that produce the surround sound effect. So there are 7.1 surround sound. So that means there are 7 treble speakers and 1 bass speaker. And you can disable that, obviously, through the adapter that I've got on. And it also, supposedly here, it provides a 360-degree sound stage experience. And then it talks about multi-platform compatibility, which I already talked about. And I've shown you the things that came with it, except for the adapter splitter that I put away. Anyways, one of the reasons I was attracted to this headset is because it is designed in a different way for adjusting to the size of your head. I've got a larger than average head, I believe. I find it hard to find hats that fit my head sometimes. But this one, I thought, when I initially saw a review, the guy said it was held in, it was flexible because of elastic. But then when I saw a different review, I realized that these are actually cables, and they are on little spools that are spring-loaded. So it winds and unwinds like that. And this black cable here is the actual data cable going to the right-hand side. And so you can see that cable right there as well. And it does say Vankyo on the top of the strap. Now this is fake leather, so it is going to wear out and fall apart, as is this stuff here. One of the weird things about this particular kind of design is and I'm gonna show you first, and then I want to have the microphone next to it so you can possibly hear it, because I don't think you're going to hear it the way it is right now. But you can tap it or even just touch it a little bit and it'll vibrate and produce a sound. Now, I saw a review where the guy claimed that when he was talking loudly, this would vibrate. I tried doing that, but it did not vibrate. So I guess that guy must have been screaming at the top of his lungs in order to be able to make this vibrate with his voice alone. So I want to bring it over here right next to this. Okay, I'm gonna try to let you hear the sound. Sorry. So you can hear, I hope you heard that. Yeah, so one of the things I do like about this, and other reviewers have also positively commented on, is that inside the cup it has L for left and R for right. So that makes it really easy, because I hate it when you have a headset that has tiny writing, because my eyes are not very good. I mean, that's why I'm wearing these glasses. My eyes are not very good. So I like that it's easy to read lettering. I'll just turn on the light again for a sec here, just to show you. It does have their Vankyo symbol there. Van is actually Ivan, or Ivan. Yeah, so as far as the cups are concerned, the depth for my ears is a little bit shallow, but because there's this fabric here covering the holes for the drivers, it doesn't bother me. But if you're a person that has ears that stick out like this, these cups are too shallow for you. You're going to want to look for something that has more depth in the cups. But it is comfortable, and it does block out a lot of sound from your environment. Now, this can be bad if you've got your timer on your oven or your microwave or something like that. You're not going to hear that timer going off. I already had that happen to me a couple of times. But, yeah, so in addition to the mute button, there's also the volume roller here. And it does come in the off or minimal volume position. So you will need to adjust this. When I got it out of the box, I didn't realize that it had been set all the way to minimum. And I plugged it in, and I was like, why can't I hear anything? What's going on? I was playing with the volume on here. I was playing with the volume on my keyboard. I was trying to use the keys. And I was like, then I checked my speakers to see if the volume was working for the videos. And then I realized duh, there's this thing, hello. So, yeah. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about comfort. Now, it is not a very heavy headset. So, when I put it on my head, you notice, however, that it's riding really high. My ears are down, my ear holes are down here. It's riding up really high. But that's the beauty of the winding cables here. Now, there are different ways you can adjust it. You could try doing it one ear at a time, but that's a little bit awkward. It's a little bit faster just to use two ears, or two hands for your for your two ears simultaneously. Or if you only have one hand free and you want to do it fast, just push it down like that. That works very fast, and it doesn't give you precise placement. You still need your hands for precise placement, but if you want to do it fast, that's the best option. And so, like I said, it blocks out a lot of ambient noise outside of the headset, and there is a problem though. And the problem is this: because the cables are attached to spring-loaded winders. That means it slowly creeps up, and you have to periodically push it back down so it's correctly over your ears. So that is a disadvantage. Now, this is not a problem specific to the Vankyo headset. This is probably going to happen with all headsets that use this design. But I chose this design because I felt like overall it might be more comfortable. It does keep my ears very warm. I have the temperature set low in my apartment, and this does do a good job of keeping my ears warm, so that's good. But when I tap this, I can hear the vibration in here. So if you have a habit of playing with your like this or something, you're gonna hear that a lot. But I mean, aside from that, and aside from the too small mute button on the headset, it's pretty nice, I think. So when I did a little bit of reading about 7.1 and 5.1 and the size of the drivers, I saw that people were saying that it doesn't really matter whether it's 40 or 50 millimeters. Often with headsets, 50 millimeters can have some distortion problems. 40 millimeters also can. It's not really so much about that; it's about quality. And so I was a little bit concerned when I ordered this. I did watch several reviews, and people seemed to be fairly happy with it, although they said that the upper range was a little bit less pronounced than the mids and lows. And the first thing I did notice with this headset is that the lows are definitely pronounced. Got really good bass. The mids are good. I didn't really feel like there was a huge problem with the upper range. But I did notice, I was listening to one video with a lady speaking. She had a kind of a higher pitched voice. And when I listened to her voice, I could hear a little bit of a tinniness to her voice. But I don't usually hear that tinniness. So it may just be certain vibrational frequencies that cause that tinniness, that distortion to occur. But generally speaking, the sound is really nice. I listen to jazz with it. I listen to classical with it. I listen to movies, videos, and gaming also. And it sounds really good. So I would definitely recommend it. Now, in the manual, it does say that if you're going to listen to music, to turn off the 7.1. I'm not going to, because some studios do record using 7.1 to give a more immersive experience to people using headsets and surround sound systems. So I don't really see the point, but it's up to you. Finally, both my son and I tried this headset while playing Destiny 2. Now, if you're not familiar with Destiny 2, it's a 3D first-person shooter game, although you can change the viewpoint to not first-person, to third-person, I guess you could say. I wanted to see, from my own viewpoint and his, whether or not this would truly produce surround sound. And between a movie I was watching that was using surround sound and Destiny 2, we both agree that this does produce a surround sound experience. which I was very pleased about. Now, the realization with the movie happened quite by accident. I was watching a Tyler Perry film, and it was a dinner. It was a restaurant scene. So in a restaurant, you're always hearing people's forks, knives, and spoons clattering on the dishes, right? Well, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about what I was seeing and their dialogue, okay, and what they were doing at the table. Suddenly, I hear noises like one of my kids is in the kitchen doing something. So not realizing that it was from the movie soundtrack, I turn around to look, to try and see if my daughter or son is in the kitchen. And then I realized, oh, that's the surround sound. That's why it sounded like it was behind me. So that was, along with the Destiny 2 usage, that was proof that it has a really good surround sound experience for you. So aside from the three drawbacks, and then for people with big ears, the cup thing, depth thing, this is a really good, nice headset. I paid $25 for it, so I can't really complain. I mean, considering there are headsets out there, I could have gotten the HyperX Cloud Stinger for probably double with 7.1. And also 50 millimeter drivers, or one of the other ones. There were some that were about the same price, but they didn't have 7.1, and they had 40 millimeter drivers. And I just felt like, okay, I know HyperX is famous, but I'm going to give it a shot with the Vankyo because the reviewers seem to feel pretty good about it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I showed you the box. I showed you the manual. In the beginning, the manual also does show you the things that are included in the box. And, oh, by the way, it is really a nice little manual. I just wish there had been more information. But it does give technical information about the headset. So, for example, for you techies out there who are crazy about sound, you might want to know that the frequency response is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. The impedance is 16Q, whatever, I think that's a Q. No, 16 ohms, sorry, impedance. What am I thinking? 16 ohms of resistance. And it is circumoral with a closed back. The drivers are dynamic 50 millimeter with neodymium magnets. The THD, I'm not sure what that means, is less than 2%. The weight is 295 grams. The cable length is 1.5 meters. The connection, well, there's the 4-pole 3.5 millimeter jack, plus the USB port for powering the LED light. So if you don't care about the light, you don't even need to plug that in. Then for the microphone, it is an electrostatic capacitor-based microphone. It is omnidirectional, which is good. You should always look for an omnidirectional microphone, if because that way it can pick up your, when you move this thing around like this. If you have a single direction microphone, if you have the microphone over here, it will have a horrible time picking up. You'd have to keep it right by your face all the time. Omnidirectional allows you to pick up sounds from many different directions. And I believe it's noise canceling, but it doesn't say that. And the frequency response is 50 hertz to 18,000 hertz, and its sensitivity is -41 plus or minus 2 decibels. And then it says 0 decibels equals 1 volt per PA, 1 kilohertz. I'm not sure what the PA means. Finally, the cable length of the 7.1 adapter is 0.8 meters. So it does give you that useful information. I wish it had given a few more bits of information, but I got those off the box. So anyways, yeah, so I'd recommend it. Hopefully I'm not going to have to write a review or make a review in a couple, 3 months saying, oh, the Vankyo has already died. What a shame. I think that in the future, if I buy another headset, I will not buy the kind with the wires like this, just because the tension is too high and it pulls it up to on my ear and it makes it feel a little bit uncomfortable that way. But otherwise, I'm quite satisfied with it. So,
hi, it's now been 2 years since I reviewed the Vankyo Commander CM7000 headset, and I wanted to give a follow-up for you. First of all, it's fairly durable, although the material on the cups, as you can see, has gotten pretty worn out. It's just kind of coming off like that, so that's not so good. But aside from that, the rest of it is fairly durable as far as the headset itself is concerned. Now, just so you are aware, on the back of the left cup here, there is the volume control, and also, and this is vexing for me, but there is a mute button. Now, if you push it and it's out, then it's, I believe that's muted, and if it's in, it's not muted. I forget, it's one way or the other. But anyways, one thing I like about this, or I did, it's broken now, but the microphone is on a flexible boom. Unfortunately, I gave this to my son, and he's kind of he's rough on stuff, and he's kind of destroyed that. But yeah, it's kind of come apart here, and I'm not even sure how well it works nowadays, but overall it is in fairly good shape. The cord is braided, which is a good thing, and at the other end we've got this adapter to go to this. Now, you can use this in different ways. Number one, you can just, if you got like a laptop and it's only got one plug for sound, you can plug this in and that'll take care of the speakers and microphone. And this is just for powering the lights on the sides of the headset. So you can use this or not. I mean, obviously it's a very stupid use if you have a limited number of USBs, but if you're just swimming in USB ports, find a USB 1.0 port and plug this into that, because that's all it's for. Now, if you have like a desktop computer and you have multiple ports for plugging in sound, like one for microphone and one for speakers or headset, then they also give you this adapter which allows you to plug in this to this, and then these go into their respective jacks for sound and microphone. Alternatively, if you want to have more control and more features, it also comes with this. Now, I haven't seen this recently, but what I can tell you about it is that it is glitchy. Number one, if I don't understand why they've got this as a mute button of sort, I guess, and it doesn't work right. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. In fact, sometimes I was doing some work with this, and I had some problems where it didn't function until I unplugged this stupid thing. But yeah, this plugs into your USB port, and then you can plug in the sound into here, and then that again is just power. You don't have to plug it in, but if you want to power your lights, you can plug it in. I'm just going to plug this in to my other computer here, my laptop. And so you can see that this is now powered, and you can see that the lights are on. And if you remove that power plug for the lights on the headset, they're off, but this is still powered, and this provides you with 7.1 sound if you use that button. I can turn that off and on. Now, this also, if you have the USB plugged in, and for whatever reason you don't want the lights to be on at any particular time, you can turn them off with that button right there. And then these are the volume buttons. Sorry. This button right here is supposed to be the mute button, but here's the weird thing: when it's lit, you're not muted. it shows. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that, but it shows that it's mute. So it should show not muted right now, and when you turn it off, then you would say, oh, there's no sound. So it's a bit counterintuitive as far as that goes. But again, the big problem I had was, I was very excited about this, and it's got a clip on the back, so you can clip it to your shirt or whatever like that. But it was glitchy. It doesn't work right, and in fact, I stopped using it. And when I gave it to my son, he stopped using it as well. So I don't know if Vankyo managed to fix the problems with it, but it was very irritating. But otherwise, this is a really good headset. It's got great sound, and the microphone works really well, or it did before he beat the crap out of it. And yeah, so for what I paid for it, it was a really good deal. I paid $30-some for it, and that was a really, really good price at the time, given the alternatives of the more famous headsets that were available. I just wish that this box had worked correctly. But yeah, let's see, what else can I tell you about this? So it's for a substantially lower price, okay, and it's got 7.1 sound. It's compatible with PCs, Xbox, PS4, Nintendo Switch, mobile phones. The cabling, this is 5 feet long, so you got a long leash, and there's a 2-year warranty and free returns. I don't know why I didn't take advantage of the free return, because yeah, I guess I got a different headset, but I probably should have taken advantage of the free return. Yeah, it's nice, but if you want it because of this, unless Vankyo has fixed this thing, don't bother to buy it. Get a different headset. So that's all I wanted to add to the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.